Hi, everyone. Welcome to North Jersey Living. I'm Ross Hyman, and today we're going to be talking about Glen Ridge, New Jersey. We're going to be looking at it on a Google map. We're going to find all the great things that Glen Ridge has to offer, and we're going to take you through that in just a minute. If you like this video and you'd like to see more like it, please like and subscribe. And if you need help buying or selling a home in northern New Jersey, please contact myself or Greg. Our contact information is below. With that, let's get right to it. Okay, here we are. And you can see on the map the outline for the town of Glen Ridge. I'm going to outline it a little bit right here in blue. Very small town. If you've seen any of our other Ridgewood or Glen Ridge videos, you would know that this whole entire town, the entire town of Glen Ridge, is about 2 miles long by about a half a mile wide at its widest point. Also, one of the other distinguishing factors about Glen Ridge is that it has gas lamps that indicate when you're in Glen Ridge. You'll know when you're in Glen Ridge because there are gas lamps on the street, and those gas lamps are lit 24 hours a day. It's well known for that. There's only about 3,000 of these gas lamps in the entire country, working gas lamps. Glen Ridge has a little over 600 of them. And South Orange has quite a few of them, more than Glen Ridge. We'll talk about South Orange in another video you can check out as well. So that is Glen Ridge. So we're going to zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to show you what's around Glen Ridge. You can see that it's surrounded by Bloomfield to the east and the north. Might have to zoom in so you can see that. There's Brookdale Park up there. Brookdale Park is one of the largest parks in Essex County. And then we've got East Orange and West Orange to the south. You've got Montclair to the west. There's Upper Montclair. You can see that right here, situated between those towns. Zooming out a little farther, Glen Ridge is about 13 miles from New York City, so you can see that here. Here's Glen Ridge, here's New York City, this is Midtown Manhattan, and so you get a good view there of how far it is. Also, Newark is down here, and Newark Airport, let me see if I can guess, somewhere around here. So you're pretty close to Newark Airport. There are a significant number of roads in the area to get you in and around Glen Ridge. You can see you've got Route 3 here, which will take you into the city when it connects to 495. You've got the Route 280 to the south here. You can see it turns and goes north up into Bergen County, but it also goes west to Route 287, which goes to Pennsylvania if you take it south, and goes to New York State if you take it north. So that's way over here. There's the Parsippany-Troy Hills exchange over here. So that's some of the main roads. You've also got Route 21 north and south here. You've got this should be the Garden State Parkway right here. That's a lot of lines, but I'm going to clear them out. So here's the Garden State Parkway, and here's Route 95, I-95, which goes from Florida to Maine, if I'm not mistaken. Route 78 down here goes across the country. Route 78 and Route 80, well, 80's up a little farther north, goes across the country. You can see part of it over here. Route 280 connects to 80, so you can get to Route 80. Anyway, a lot of transportation options if you're driving. Glen Ridge has a train station. It's a really charming train station. There is a jitney that goes to and from the train station through the community. Now I'm looking for the train station. Where did it go? Well, there's the train line. I can see it better with this satellite image. So you can see it traveling right down here through Montclair, and there it goes through Glen Ridge and down further, and then it cuts across to the city. So that train goes to Manhattan. It's probably about a 35 to 45 minute commute typically, and it's a New Jersey Transit line, the Montclair Boonton line. There's is that the Glen Ridge train station? I'm not seeing the icon for it. There it is. I knew it was there somewhere. So there it is, right off of Ridgewood and Bloomfield Avenue. We should have some images for you to see the train station. There's also buses that go into the city. It used to be a bus line called DeCamp, which is no longer in service. There's another line that bought the DeCamp lines and took it over. The name's escaping me right now, but there is a bus, and they're more like tour buses that go in and out of the city, where they have the high back seats. They're more comfortable. They even have seat belts, and they go on the highway and go in and out of the city. So you have a few different ways to get into the city. And of course, I mentioned that the jitney that takes people to and from the train in Glen Ridge, so you don't have to worry so much about parking, because the truth is there's not a lot of parking near the train station. Glen Ridge has it's mostly houses. There's not a lot of industry and not a lot of commercial property in Glen Ridge. And, it's a very small town. From a real estate perspective, it's one of those places where the inventory is typically pretty constrained just because of how few homes there are in general. I'm not going to say this isn't everyone, of course, but a lot of people move to Glen Ridge because they have great schools. And those schools, some people would say, are on par with private schools. The inventory turns when kids graduate and the parents decide to move on to maybe get a smaller home or move to a place where the taxes are a little bit lower. I have mentioned in some of my other Glen Ridge videos that the taxes in Glen Ridge tend to be pretty high, and that's because there isn't a lot of commercial businesses there to absorb some of that tax burden, because it's all absorbed by the homes, and that supports the schools. And that's going to take us to the school conversation. So I know that the high school is right near the train station. So you've got Glen Ridge High School, which is a very highly rated school. I can see on Google there's only 4 stars, but I could tell you, I'm going to pull up some statistics here that, let's see, as of 2018-19, the district was comprised of 4 schools. The schools are Forest Avenue School, which is pre-K to grade 2, Linden Avenue School, which is also pre-K to 2, and then the Ridgewood Avenue School, which is grades 3 to 6, and then the high school is grades 7 to 12. This is what I really needed this printout for, actually, is that the high school was the 12th ranked public high school in all of New Jersey out of 328 schools statewide. That's from New Jersey Monthly Magazine. That was quite a while ago. That was a little while back, like 2012. And then it was rated one of the top public high schools after being ranked 4th in 2010 out of 322 schools listed. So yeah, those statistics go a little while back, but the reputation of the school system has remained quite good. And you will find people are willing to move here, pay the high taxes to go to these schools. And I mean, if you think about it, even if you pay, I'll just give an example, $25,000 a year in real estate taxes, if you have 2 or 3 children that go to school in Glen Ridge, compare that to the price of going to a private school like Montclair Kimberly Academy, or another private school in the area, La Cordera Academy, one of those where the tuition can be in upwards of $30,000 or $40,000 a year per child. It's a bargain, because you're getting, with your taxes, you're also getting the police and fire and other city services that you would get. So people do move here for that. Let me see if we can get some of the other. There's the Glen Ridge School. There's the Central School. There's a nursery school at a church there. The school district is located here. So this is all along Bloomfield and Ridgewood. Ridgewood is the main drag to the entire town. It goes north-south. So you can see it here. Ridgewood Ave. And by the way, there is a hospital here, Hackensack Meridian Mountainside Medical Center. So if that's something that you're concerned about, having a hospital nearby, Glen Ridge has got you covered. Hackensack Meridian Mountainside Hospital, part of the Hackensack medical system. So those are the schools that are there. There are also some private schools in the area, mostly the Montclair Kimberly Academy I mentioned, La Cordera. They're in Montclair, but very close by, like easy commute. No big deal at all. Let's just take a look now at what other attractions are in the town of Glen Ridge. There are not a lot of commercial businesses, as I've mentioned, but I will tell you that there's some places that I really am fond of. One of them is Fitzgerald's 1928. It's actually one of the places that you'll see I think it's in my pros and cons video, but Fitzgerald's 1928 is a really interesting, it's a really cool old time pub, serve great burgers and fries and things like that. A great atmosphere. Let's see if we can take a look at a couple of pictures. Yeah, you can see it's got that old pub look, pints of Guinness, that sort of thing. Here's a menu even. breakfast menu. They even have breakfast cocktails. So the food's great. The atmosphere is great. They do catered events and so forth. I don't get any money for promoting them. I just happen to really like that restaurant, that pub, Fitzgerald's. And it's one of the few that are in Glen Ridge. So that's one of the reasons that I bring it up. Get the boundaries of the town again and see if I can pull up restaurants that way. Yeah, see, what you'll find is most of the restaurants end up in Montclair along Bloomfield Avenue. There's a strip of restaurants. So Glen Ridge is down here, and most of the restaurants end up a little further west, northwest. But you do have some things. There's a strip of stores in Glen Ridge where there's a Smash Burger, and there's a Panera, and it's on Bloomfield Avenue. Let me see if that pops up. They should show. There's Panera. Yeah, right there. So there's a strip of stores right here by right off of Bloomfield Avenue at near Glenfield Park. Good Chicken is another place that's there. I don't know if Jefferson's Cafe is still in the boundaries of Glen Ridge. Let me see if that's a Glen Ridge. No, it's a Montclair address. But that's how small Glen Ridge is, that before you look, you're out of it. Here, let's see if that helps. Any cuisine. Once you cross over here, you're in Montclair. So you have the Greek Taverna, Don Alex restaurant. You've got Api's Pizza Place, Sweet Tea's Southern Eatery. You've got all these restaurants along Bloomfield Avenue. It's a restaurant row, and you've got Church Street over this way as well, where there are even more restaurants packed in there, and other businesses, small businesses. Glen Ridge does have some places to get food. There's a Italian bakery called Nicolo's. I don't know exactly how they pronounce it, but it's, I think, one of the best Italian deli bakeries around. It doesn't look like much, but the food is fantastic, and I recommend this as well. Nicolo's Italian Bakery and Deli. They have prepared foods, Italian style foods. You can see some of the stuff here, and of course they make subs, or as we call them where I'm from, Philadelphia, we call them hoagies. They even have little pizzas, things like that. So that's Nicolo's. So that's, I mean, you get, those are the types of things you can get in Glen Ridge. There's some convenience stores. There's 7-Eleven. There's other things like that, but it's limited. I think I mentioned Smash Burger is there as well. So the restaurants are limited. The shopping, there are some small shops along Bloomfield Avenue as well. But it is mostly a residential town, not a huge amount of shopping to do in Glen Ridge. That doesn't mean it's not a great place to live. In fact, it's a fantastic place to live, and you will be right down the street from all of those things that you want in the other towns. In Montclair and Bloomfield, they are chock full of businesses. So since Glen Ridge is only half mile wide, you're going to be there in no time to go to the shopping areas. Also, if you go north, you've got Willowbrook Mall it's in Wayne, but not too far away, about a 15-minute drive. It's up here. And there's the movie theater, the AMC Wayne 14, but the Willowbrook Mall is up here as well. There's a regional airport here, the Essex County Airport. There's another one in Teterboro, which is more well-known, but those are some small regional airports in the area Glen Ridge has to offer. There are some other activities. There are parks. Glen Ridge has Harrell Field, which is the high school's fields, and really nice facilities there. People run there around the track. So there's Palmer Field. That's one of the other parks. You've got Glen Ridge Country Club, which is one of the nicest country clubs around as well. Let's see if I can get some pictures to come up from there. Beautiful clubhouse, nice view from the clubhouse. And, you know, considering how small Glen Ridge is, it's a really beautiful club to pack in there. This also brings me to a good point, which is that Glen Ridge, for other activities they have, so obviously the country club has swimming, as you can see here by the pool, but Glen Ridge also has a public pool that I'll show you in a moment. It's just off of Bloomfield Avenue. Great summer activity for the family. The Glen Ridge Community Pool. It's really well maintained, lovely place, inexpensive to join for the summer, and lots of activities for the family there during the summer. So Glen Ridge is a wonderful town. It has a lot to offer for the size of the town. And I suggest that if you're going to be looking to move into the area, you check out Glen Ridge, New Jersey. It will be worth the effort. Once again, Greg and I would be happy to help you if you're looking for a property there. You can see our contact information below. And if you like this video and you'd like to see more like it, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.